Hello and happy Thursday from this glorious, almost autumnal morning, which is actually about 16 degrees, so it's actually quite warm. Anyway, and haircut. Remember, drop me a like in down below. Appreciate that very much before we kick off. If you want me to continue doing these videos, it helps me greatly if you just drop us in a quick like. Of course, if you don't want me to continue doing these videos, I would question why you're watching it in the first place. So, right, so happiness tips from hospital. So basically, last week I had to go into hospital with my son, for my son, to the pharmacy to get something for him because he had a bit of a problem, which he's now passed on to me as I've been ill, as you know. So I had to go into this waiting room in the pharmacy and wait 30 minutes for a prescription, and in the background they had This Morning on, which, you know, if that's your thing, that's fine. It's not my thing necessarily. But actually, what was funny was they had Paul McKenna on. Now, you might know Paul McKenna, very famous TV personality who specialises in hypnotherapy and also neuro-linguistic programming and NLP. And he was talking about how to be happier, which is quite an interesting subject. And because I'm an NLP practitioner myself and also a hypnotherapist, a lot of what he was saying resonated with me because I'm used to that sort of stuff because we've done it before. So what he said was, you've got to be careful with these things because a lot of times when we see people like this talking about stuff like how to be happier and how to beat depression and all that sort of, it's quite easy to go, oh, well, it's all right for them, or that sort of stuff. And we've got to be careful of that because we have to show empathy for people. But actually, he said one thing that was really, really powerful. And as long as it didn't get lost in the shuffle in terms of the message, it's actually really important. And what he said was that one of the keys to alleviating symptoms of dark thoughts, negative thoughts, unhappy thoughts, those sort of things, is what's called breaking the cycle. Now, here's a little bit of a thing for you. And if you take nothing away from this video, take this. Contrary to what some people try and tell you for clickbait or to try and sell you some fluffy stuff, you can't control your thoughts. What pops into your head, you can't control. What you can control is what you do with it. So you can't avoid negative thoughts because they're going to happen. What you can do though is decide what you do with them. And this is what we mean by breaking the cycle. So what happens is, say for example, good example, I've been ill this week, right? So I've gone for a walk to break the cycle. Now, I don't really feel like exercising specifically. I don't really feel like running or doing anything like that. But I've been okay to walk. And actually, particularly yesterday, that's made a massive difference. And breaking the cycle is in context to you. So if that's literally 10 squats or a 5-minute walk or sitting in silence for 10 minutes or switching your phone off for 15 minutes, that is breaking a cycle, a pattern. And that's what he was talking about, breaking patterns. And often when we beat ourselves up, particularly in my world, when we beat ourselves up for being overweight, for being out of shape, for being all these things, we often see the big problems versus the small changes. And it's the small changes that add up over time that make the differences. When I started losing weight back in 2005, I started by adjusting one meal, which was eating less for breakfast. And that led me to losing 5 stone, 10 marathons, career as a fitness professional. But it didn't start in that sense. It started from one small change. And often we overlook that and we go, yeah, no, it can't be that simple. I promise you it is. So when he talked about breaking the cycle in terms of happiness, often if you're in the hole or you're feeling negative, all you need to do, break the cycle. 10-minute walk, 5 minutes without your phone, read something inspirational, talk to a friend, just break that cycle, break the patterns. And what we do in our group, particularly in my Women Owned Group Fitness program, is when we start people new, what we want to do is we want to help them to start by just changing small things, to break the cycle, to get into new habits, so the momentum builds, so eventually they end up doing, stuff they never thought they could. But it starts by breaking the cycle and breaking the pattern. So don't beat yourself up because you're not achieving big things, and certainly don't beat yourself up because you're looking at other people's highlight reels on social media. Start by thinking, well, how can today I do something different? How can I break the cycle? of poor eating patterns, feeling bad, not doing any activity. How can I break that cycle? By doing something small to move me forwards. And sometimes that break in the cycle can be just asking for help. So get in touch with us. If you want to comment below 28 days and discuss our women only fitness program, that is the asking for help is breaking the cycle, because you're asking for help and it's powerful. So if you want our help, feel free to comment down below with 28 days or drop me a message via the page. As always, guys, I'd appreciate a like, a share and a comment down below if you find this video valuable. If you know anybody who will benefit from it, feel free to tag them in. And whatever you do, break the cycle and let's have a good day.